Welcome. Today we dismantle the greatest legendary myth surrounding Japan's famous shadow assassins. You always see them wearing pure black gear, flying across dark rooftops and vanquishing elite samurai. But what if I told you that wearing pure black clothing was the absolute fastest way for a real spy to meet his end? The true shinobi were simply poor peasants who used clever disguises to survive instead of magic. Let us peel back the grand theatrical layers and finally reveal the brutal reality of these ancient spies. Modern pop culture has painted a fiercely specific and glorious image of the ninja in our collective mind. We often imagine a ruthless warrior, clad entirely in dark fabric, striking swiftly from the deepest shadows. Under the haunting pale moonlight, they effortlessly leap across ancient curved rooftops with an unnatural agility. These fictional assassins wield incredible magical abilities, turning invisible in the blink of an eye. They are portrayed as the absolute ultimate predators, striking deep fear into heavily armored samurai. Armed with rare and exotic weapons, they effortlessly slice through heavily guarded fortresses like a phantom wind. A single terrifying flick of the wrist sends a deadly metal shuriken flying toward an unsuspecting guard. Displaying unmatched swordsmanship, the black-clad shadow gracefully defeats dozens of desperate soldiers at once. According to these epic legends, absolutely no castle wall is too high, and no noble lord is ever truly safe. This spectacular, glamorous portrayal has truly dominated movies and video games for many decades now. We desperately want to believe in this mysterious, dark figure who defies all natural laws of ancient war. The mythical ninja became the ultimate symbol of rebellion, fighting a deeply corrupt system. Yet, historical records from the brutal Sengoku period paint a wildly different, grim picture. What if I told you right now that absolutely everything you know about these epic legends is a complete lie? If you were a real spy, completely surrounded by armed soldiers, wearing black clothing would be purely fatal. Just imagine walking through a highly bustling ancient market, dressed up like a grand theatrical demon. You would instantly attract the dangerous attention of every single samurai guard on patrol. Perfect stealth is definitely not about standing out in a costume. True stealth is blending into the thick crowd. These real agents relied purely on looking incredibly boring, ensuring no one ever remembers their face. The wild, extreme acrobatics shown in modern action movies would only quickly exhaust a real warrior. No human being can actually run on deep water or magically teleport through solid wooden doors. Furthermore, completely relying on a small throwing star to pierce thick iron armor is truly ridiculous. The shuriken was mainly a tool for minor distractions, never a primary assassin weapon. In any direct physical clash, a lightly armed covert spy stands absolutely no chance against a trained samurai. If you ever cross paths with an armored samurai in daylight, your only survival tactic is running away. The overly romanticized narrative has sadly erased the profound suffering that birthed these historic men. To truly discover the brutal truth, we must journey back into the violent, bloody era of the warring states. It was an incredibly dark time of endless betrayal, relentless warfare, and devastating crop famine. Far behind the grand battles led by noble lords, a ruthless, secret subterranean war violently ravaged the land. And the soldiers desperately fighting this hidden war were not magical demigods. They were starving farmers. Welcome to the incredibly rugged mountains of Iga and Koka, completely hidden beneath a thick and freezing cold mist. The local geography here is remarkably unforgiving, offering very little fertile land for farming. Completely isolated from the wealthy plains, the local people developed a fiercely independent culture. They were absolutely not born into noble clans. They were ordinary peasants, constantly struggling daily to survive. However, these men did not call themselves ninjas. Historical records strictly refer to them as true shinobi. According to the ancient historic texts, the word shinobi translates directly to those who silently endure and hide. Their typical daily clothing consisted of rough, mud-stained linen garments, heavily designed for grueling farm labor. A true shinobi looked exactly like a pitiful, miserable villager, covered entirely in thick dirt and sweat. This humble appearance was their absolute greatest weapon. Nobody ever suspects the starving farmer in the rice fields. If a powerful warlord marched his massive army through their lands, open resistance simply meant total destruction. Therefore, they weaponized their own invisibility, using guerrilla tactics to defend their homes. If your village faced absolute destruction, would you sacrifice honor to embrace dirty espionage? To survive, the men of Iga hired themselves out as mercenaries, offering services for money. Yet even the most honorable samurai lords secretly realized they desperately needed these dirty tactics. The strict and incredibly rigid code of Bushido demanded that warriors fight fairly on an open battlefield. Sneaking into a fortress to silently assassinate a sleeping commander was deeply shameful for any noble. However, winning a war requires vital information about enemy supplies and weaknesses. So the desperate lords eventually outsourced these dishonorable, treacherous tasks to impoverished mountain peasants. The tense, secret relationship was purely transactional. The lords provided rice, while the spies delivered vital secrets. Whenever a shinobi started a dangerous mission, they firmly left all concepts of grand martial glory behind. Their deadly weapons were surely not forged by master swordsmiths. They were simple farming tools, repurposed for brutal violence. A heavy iron sickle, primarily used to harvest wheat, could quickly become a hook for scaling rough stone fortress walls. The iconic kunai was just a sturdy trowel, perfect for digging holes or prying open windows. If captured by guards, a spy could simply claim they were a poor laborer, traveling to find honest work. Carrying an illegal assassination sword would result in a brutal public judgment and a tragic end. Physical combat was always considered an absolute failure of their main intelligence mission. According to the Bansen Shukai manual, a true spy wins the war without drawing a single blade. They perfectly understood that a quietly whispered secret could destroy an army faster than 1,000 deadly arrows. Their difficult lives were tragically expendable, coldly viewed as nothing more than mere disposable tools by the elite. Now that we have completely stripped away the glorious myth, let us thoroughly examine how these peasants did their sabotage. The genuine art of infiltration did not involve grappling hooks and wild acrobatic flips over tall stone castle walls. Instead, the shinobi thoroughly mastered the brilliant art of assuming totally harmless, normal, everyday identities. They became the invisible background characters of feudal Japan, blending into the social fabric. A highly favored and very clever disguise was the kamuzo, a wandering monk wearing a large basket over his head. Playing a bamboo flute, they could stand near the main gates of an enemy stronghold without raising suspicion. Hiding securely under the cover of religious piety, they counted armed guards and noted the exact daily shift changes. Other spies posed as traveling merchants, offering goods while secretly mapping the interior layout. They would spread false rumors among the drunken soldiers in local taverns to create crippling paranoia. Once deeply inside enemy lines, their most devastating tool was not a blade, but simple, lethal, and brilliant chemistry. The men of Iga were brilliant pioneers of explosive black powder, a terrifying technology. Using a blended mix of saltpeter and sulfur, they built smoke bombs and delayed incendiary devices. A single spy could sneak into a kitchen, ignite a fuse, and silently walk away into the dark night. When the massive wooden grain reserves caught fire, the resulting panic among the defending troops was absolute. While the proud samurai tried to extinguish the raging flames, the invading army would breach the weakened gates.
Extinguish it now!
This terrifying blend of mental manipulation and calculated arson won entire military campaigns. The lords rewarded these covert operations heavily in secret, despite claiming public disgust. Yet, historians note that the powerful samurai would never acknowledge the vital shinobi role. In truth, it was much easier for a completely defeated samurai general to strongly claim he lost to dark magic. Conveniently blaming a dark demon preserved their honor much better than freely admitting a mere peasant outsmarted them. As the bloody era ended, Japan finally unified under the peaceful Tokugawa shogunate. The brutally exhausting wars vanished, quickly leaving the cunning shinobi without any major, real military purpose. Suddenly, the former deadly spies were either hired as ordinary castle guards or quickly returned to quiet farming lives. Without constant warfare, the true historical accounts of these covert agents slowly faded away. The rigid, strict secrecy that kept them alive now sadly erased their magnificent achievements from the history books. Decades passed, and the peaceful Edo citizens began craving exciting historical entertainment. They deeply wanted thrilling tales of ancient combat, absolutely full of glorious heroes and terrifying villains. This cultural hunger gave birth to the spectacular, highly exaggerated Kabuki theater shows. But how did a dramatic theatrical art form truly create the famous black-clad ninja stereotype we know today? To truly understand the surprisingly massive cultural shift, we must look at the forgotten stagehands of Kabuki. In traditional theater, the unseen stage assistants called kurogo dress entirely in flat black cotton. These unseen workers move wooden props and seamlessly assist the main actors during intense dramatic performances. Simply by wearing dark, heavy clothes, the audience silently agrees to pretend these stagehands are fully invisible. For many long years, the audience watched the kurogo arrange the stage without ever paying them any attention. Then, a truly brilliant playwright confidently used this mental blind spot for a massive, profoundly shocking theatrical twist. During a normal scene, a supposed stagehand suddenly drew a hidden blade and ruthlessly struck the hero. The audience was absolutely stunned by this unpredictable betrayal from an invisible worker. This uniquely dramatic, shocking moment permanently birthed the enduring legend of the magical, dark shadow assassin. The theatrical costume of the kurogo became permanently linked to the historical shinobi. Very soon, famous artists began continually drawing these ancient spies, wearing the widely iconic, skin-tight black outfits. The real peasant mercenaries were replaced by acrobatic superhumans in popular woodblock prints. As Japan opened to the Western world, this exaggerated mythology spread across the entire globe. Hollywood movies gladly adopted the visual spectacle, completely ignoring the dark, gritty reality. The immensely tragic struggle of desperately poor farmers fighting to survive was replaced by flashy martial arts action. We traded a fascinating story of deep desperation for a simplified superhero fantasy. However, the profound truth behind the true shinobi is far more impressive than any magical power could ever be. They were truly the ultimate underdogs, fiercely fighting against a deeply rigid social class that wanted them forever crushed. In a violently brutal world where proud samurai ruled, these starving peasants used their profoundly clever minds to fight back. They deeply studied human psychology, understanding that profound fear and utter confusion are far sharper than any sword. Their flawless mastery of disguise boldly proved that blending in requires much more brilliant skill than standing out in direct combat. The shinobi constantly relied on immense, deep patience, waiting silently for the perfect moment to strike a devastating blow. By boldly rejecting the fatal martial honor of the samurai, they quietly ensured their precious families lived another day. They expertly did the terrifying, deeply necessary work that built mighty empires, while remaining entirely, completely unknown. Every time you see a ninja in modern media, remember the invisible farmers of the mountains. Their true legacy is definitely never found in throwing stars or miraculously walking on water under a bright silver moon. Instead, it is deeply found in the quiet, stoic resilience of those who endure history's most fiercely cruel, dark wars. The grand illusion of the dark assassin will forever remain a deeply thrilling piece of global pop culture. Yet, acknowledging their true origin honors the incredible sacrifice of those forgotten men. The real shadows of Sengoku Japan were cast by the intense flames of burning enemy castles. These pragmatic warriors reshaped a nation's destiny without ever claiming the glorious credit. They teach us that history is rarely shaped by noble heroes, but by desperate, clever survivors. The absolute greatest trick the shinobi ever pulled was letting the whole world falsely believe they possessed genuine magic. Beneath the theatrical mask lies a timeless testament to human endurance and brilliant survival. Their true legacy proves that survival requires immense intelligence and brutal sacrifice instead of magic. Do you ultimately think their dark ruthlessness makes them true heroes, or just purely desperate survivors? Tell us below. If you highly enjoyed this deep dive, please like this incredible video, share it with your good friends, and subscribe to our growing channel.